Angelo here, welcome to my channel. Welcome back, viewers of my stream. My Anaconda Don't Want None, also known as Adam, he created this thing right here called the Dead Frontier 2 Bestiary Book. Now, of course, one of the things he wants me to tell you is that there's a little tiny thing you can see, which is 3 little buttons up here. Can't really see it, but there's the 3 buttons. Hit the slideshow button, and it gives you the full slideshow. So, if you want to see it in this glorious thing, and it'll possibly be constantly moving forward, so you can pause it or play. But basically, as you can see here, it is a nice overall bestiary book that gives you kind of a, as far as I know, AdminPwn, seal of approval as far as checking out what this overall work is and seeing how everything works. So it's nice to know that AdminPwn has, for the most part, okayed this. So with that, you can basically see a nice little brief rundown of all the different characters, all the different things. Like, I know Adam had a hell of a time making this and putting it all together, so he has little brief descriptions and whatnot on every single character type that you see here. You get little detailed pictures and a little bit more backstory to the overall infected themselves. Like, for instance, I always kind of made jokes about like how the burning infected, because technically we are in a world where it's never not raining. It's basically Seattle 24/7, and it's like hard, like Seattle weather. Like, it is raining to the absolute max. And basically because of that, we see these burning infected, and we just can't really quite figure out why they're still burning in an area where it's constantly raining. So it goes through the different types: the burnt infected, the bacterial infected, the irradiated infected. Basically, I call them like the Hulklings, because these guys are the ones that have the overall irradiated ones, the green glowing blood. And honestly, these are really good little synopsis, that you see. And again, as far as I know, got AdminPwn's seal of approval. Now, for instance, I'll give you a little insight on his thought process here with the fingers. I've encountered my first mutated specimen today, although briefly as my eyes were screaming in pain after seeing its face, though not for the reason one might expect. Today's subject appears to be a mutated male with increased strength, height, and special mutations. Compared to normal infected, his eyes are like the sun but magnified tenfold, destroying the rods and cones of the retina at a much faster rate than the sun, creating a blind spot in my central vision for a while. A fellow survivor mentioned that my eyes were badly bloodshot at this time as well, and I felt as though there was something physically stuck in my eye for a while. These mutations is easily identified by the large fingers around its head, which are probably used as a weapon to prevent survivors from escaping its grasp after being blinded, a truly terrifying death, just like an alien facehugger movie scene. Let's call this mutation Fingers, even though he heavily resembles the mythical Medusa. And as you can see, there's breakdowns of the mutation 1, the fingers that are a part of the head. And honestly, I didn't even think about that, because he does reach in for you, and when he reaches in for you, you can technically see the fingers move forward to hold you in place, while it just chomps down on you like a buffet line. It's pretty sick. It's pretty crazy. In addition, you see things like the mother, you never really look at certain pictures of it, and you can kind of see that the spot, since the mouth and everything is sealed pretty much, the only section where it can spit out all the worms are on the hands. So you can see the hands just kind of shooting out all the different worms and whatnot. And again, as you can see, there's quite a bit of information. The Choir, which I originally, was just kind of calling it the Screamer. But hey, Choir is the official name, so there we go. And yeah, 8 heads. I knew there was a lot of heads, that's why it's hence a choir, why it makes such a loud, crazy noise, because you have 8 heads on that head. And you pop that, and it shuts them all up real quick. Metal spike, I don't really know about the metal spike, why there's a metal spike on that hand, but hey, it's there, so good to go. In addition to that, I mean, the ROID Hulk, what are you going to say? This is that one bodybuilder that just was all about the gains and just, man, he got hit. He got hit pretty damn good, that muscle mutation. So technically, he's got so much of the gains that his head is no longer at the top of his head. His shoulder muscles, his traps and everything just took over everything. His deltoids, all that stuff. Now his head is like dead center of his chest, and just his shoulders are just everywhere above. So that guy's a beast. That is HGHTRT. That guy is a beast. And of course, everybody's favorite tentacle, Little Diddler. Oh man. My survival rate personally against a Tendril is around maybe like 33 to 40%. I'm tossing negative 50% on in terms of me escaping a Tendril. Normally, if I have someone else that can tank her damage and hold her down, I can shoot her, but I am typically not fast enough, nor do I have enough mutated damage to down her and put her down that fast. So, yeah, my overall thought to her is not that good. So in that case, I feel like reading a little bit of the Tendril. So the Tendril. The further east I go, the faster and deadlier the infected seem to get. This obsession to gather intel on mutation is going to be the death of me. Whilst on what was supposed to be an average mission trial to the... Was it trial? Yeah, trial to join the Elite Cloaks. I met my 5th mutation, and this one was no joke. Without the Elite Cloaks, I would have been done for. What seems to be an average female infected roaming with a mini horde turned out to be the deadliest mutation so far. We are using machetes to cleave down the infected without drawing aggro from the bigger horde nearby. A new guy that was accompanying us tripped over a tentacle, which is when the women turned around the tentacle with tentacles as arms and instantly whipped the tentacles of the... whipped out. Wow. Whipped out the windpipes of 2 elite cloak members and choked the life out of the new guy. The other members went into frenzy and started shooting their loud assault rifles, eventually coming in level 50. Aha! So I decided to flee for my life. The gunshots didn't last for long. I hope they managed to kill that Tendril. Damn, this guy ran, and he ran, and he ran. So, yep. That sounds about right. Or Spitter. Spitter, man, that very much resembles to the Regenerator from Resident Evil 4. Yeah, the Spitter before, she wasn't that strong. But she has the same amount of life as the Fingers. In addition to that, her spit comes out fast and furious. You know, Toretto would be proud, but man, that's something else right there. Stalker, everyone's new famous, the Dead Frontier 2's nemesis. Now, I recently made a video on that one, but yeah, it's nice to see. He's a welcome addition to the game. I think he's fun. I think he's great. A lot of people aren't ready for him, and a lot of people waste a lot of ammo trying to fight this guy. It's kind of sad, but it's funny at the same time. And that's pretty much it right there, guys. So my overall thoughts on it was really cool. It's definitely nice to see the overall difference in pictures that you see. It does give a little bit of background because technically we do not have any story. No elements or any like background on anything these things. We just kind of see it, take it for granted. So the only lore in general that we have is what, you know, AdminPwn passes off and says is okay and cool. And in my opinion, you know, this is one of the cooler, it's probably the only one, honestly, but it's definitely a nice little addition. It's a nice little cool thing to read through if you want to see and find out where some of these guys are coming from, how they've been mutated and whatnot. So overall, I give it a solid 69 out of 69. Love the effort. I know that Adam had a hell of a time finishing this project because, you know, sometimes, you know, overall creative juices flow and they come in and they leave. So you gotta strike when the juices be flowing. You know what I'm saying? So there you guys go. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the Bestiary book. Tell Adam or my anaconda don't want none, hun. Let them know what you guys think. Or just tell them in the comments below. Thanks as always, guys, and I'll see you guys out there. Later.